What's up, bitches? And now you know. No, I'm not done with escaping atheism yet. While he hasn't updated since the end of October, there's still more stupidity on there. This time, it's what's supposedly a bunch of shaming tactics. But a lot of them aren't, really. It just demonstrates that he doesn't understand what's being done. Let's go through them, shall we? That sounds like fun? Right. Let's try and do this fairly rapidly, because they're not complicated. Supposed scripted, robotic atheist comments that are said to religious people. They're supposed to be to shame them. You're simple-minded and childish. Well, children believe in Father Christmas. Children believe in the Tooth Fairy. So belief in things without evidence, yep, it's pretty simple-minded and childish. Accurate, not a shaming tactic. I don't believe in your particular sky fairy. I understand science. Not particularly well put, but Sky Fairy points out that it's just silly. It reframes your belief in a way that doesn't sound as revered, that doesn't have the advantage of tradition. And yes, science contradicts faith. You have an imaginary friend you call God or whatever. Accurate, not shaming. You're in denial about reality. The only real way we have to discern what's true about reality is logic, reason and evidence, the process of science. So yes, if you believe things that go against that, you're in denial of reality. Not shaming, accurate. You're just afraid to die. Yeah, lots of people are just afraid to die, can't accept it. I don't know if that's a shaming tactic. It's accurate for a lot of people. They don't want to go, they don't want to feel that there's nowhere for them to go on. You can't accept that science has defeated your Bronze Age superstition. Valid, again, the way religion constantly fights science, there's that out. No matter what you say, evolution is still right. Well, if you came up with something that actually undid it, that showed that it was wrong, then it wouldn't be right, but otherwise, insisting that it's wrong doesn't make it wrong. Learn science. Didn't anyone tell you about the Big Bang? Valid, a lot of religious people don't seem to understand it or seem to misinterpret it. So, valid, not a shaming tactic. You don't want to give up your cherished beliefs. Again, people too tend to get stuck in their ruts, so that can be a valid criticism because people get stuck on tradition. You're bitter because atheism is now popular and your religion is dying. Yeah, I think that's probably accurate for a lot of people as well, but it's not really a shaming tactic, it's just accurate. All religion is dying, science has triumphed over it and that makes you afraid. Yeah, that's pretty much true. Certain traditions still manage to get away with it, so, fit into the gaps, more philosophical traditions, less evangelical, less anti-science ones. But the evangelical anti-science ones, those are dying out, and atheism is on the rise. So, what are you going to do? That's just accurate, that's a description. You just want people's minds to be controlled. That's true of some people, but that tends to be people who believe in belief rather than theists themselves, though they will make that excuse. Oh, people will act up if they don't have religion to keep them in line. Doesn't mean it's true. You're afraid to think for yourself. Often true, it is a traditionalistic way of thinking religion, and it tends to be imposed by parents and family and culture. You're exaggerating the hatefulness of atheism. Atheism has no hatefulness, it's just I don't believe in God, so that's probably a reply to you fucking up, which means it's not shaming. You're paranoid about atheists and see atheists everywhere. That sounds a bit personal, back on the dried frog pills there, I think, mate. I'm not even an atheist, I'm just agnostic, apatheist, Christian, who agrees with all atheism cult talking points. Again, that seems to be you projecting onto others. Any honest agnostic is also an atheist. Any apatheist who's honest is also an atheist. Christians, I don't know. I mean, there's some more adaptive Christian sects, but there's no atheism cult, so what do you think they're agreeing with? You just want your religion in charge of everything. It's true of certain traditionalists and other crazy people and theocrats. You see that all across the world. You just hate that anyone is having sex without your permission. Again, this sounds like personal hang-ups to me, but yeah, it's none of your business what other people get up to. You hate gays and want to control, convert, brainwash, imprison, kill them. true of some Christian sects, and the religious texts do bash homosexuals. So there you go. You hate women and want to control them. This is an accurate description of the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, so I don't see that that's a problem. You hate all atheists. The person who runs this blog probably does. You're delusional or crazy. A fixed false belief held without and or against evidence is a delusional disorder, so that's again accurate, not really a shaming tactic. Real men don't kneel to anyone or anything. I've not heard that one, but no gods, no masters. Independent minds worship nothing. I mean, don't worship anything. That's really awkward wording, and that sounds pretty good and accurate to me. Not shaming either. You don't have an independent mind. You've hitched it to the religion wagon. You just want to force women and men to get married and have children. Again, there's that traditionalist aspect. So for some people, that's true. Your religion is scary. Insert random Bible verse here. Well, you're supposed to take it literally. The texts tend to say so. So yes, a lot of the material in there is scary. It's not a reason not to believe, but it is a good criticism of something that's supposed to be good. Inquisitions. Yep, caused by religion. Witch hunts. Yep, caused by religion. Crusades. Yep, caused by religions. Religion creates war. Yes, on a long historical axis, it definitely does. It's caused more and bloodier wars, torture, sacrifice, crucifixion, execution than pretty much everything else combined. You don't really get into non-religious wars until you get to the latter part of the 20th century, and even then a lot of these wars have a religious aspect. The First World War was the last gasp of the divine right of kings, which is a religious belief, so there you go. You're one of those right-wing wackos. Again, this seems to speak to sensitivity, and religion does tend to be associated with the right wing. You're a closet commie. Don't know anything about that. That seems a strange thing given the previous. You're an extremist. To believe these kind of things, you pretty much have to be extreme in at least one way. You sound like the KKK. The KKK was Christian and responsible for all the lynchings and racism. The KKK was a traditionalist group, and yes, fairly deeply religious, still is, and yes, they were responsible for all the things. It's all tied together. You've got to remember that a lot of racism and slavery was excused by the Bible, the curse of Ham and so on. Stop generalising. Not all atheists are like that. An atheist just doesn't believe in God. That's the only generalisation you can really make. That's an anti-atheist stereotype. I don't know what you're talking about. Why do you hate women? Often valid if you're subscribing to a misogynistic cult. You're insensitive to the plight of your religion's victims. Probably true, there are still victims. You're mean-spirited. This really seems rather personal and paranoid, a lot of these. You want to roll back civil rights of women. This is, again, often true. You just look at the way that religious groups attack abortion and so on. You're being rude, and that makes me think I should avoid your religion. You should judge a tree by its fruits. Shouldn't you be nice to people? Isn't that what Jesus said? Valid criticism, of course, it's contradicted by other parts of the Bible, but if you're cherry-picking, so can the people arguing with you. You're unstable. I'm beginning to think you probably are. You have issues. I'm beginning to think that's probably true. You need therapy. I'm beginning to think that's probably true. Weirdo. Very likely. You just want money for your religious scam. That would be true of most religions. How can you be so rude to someone who is abused by religious authority figures? This seems rather particular. I'm assuming that's someone who was molested by a priest or something, and what are you doing? It's endemic, the church has covered up for it, why are you excusing it? You were never really an atheist. In my experience, this tends to be true of people who claim, I used to be an atheist and then I was convinced, but then the same thing happens the other way around, so I can't really criticise you on that one. There's one. You just don't understand true atheism. There is no true atheism, it's just, I don't believe in God, so I just worship one less God than you. Well, that's true, one less than one is 0. You have no evidence. True, that's not shaming, that's accurate. And that's the whole run. I don't know, these all seem a bit personal. I think poor old Dean has gone off the deep end and lost his mind, quite frankly, and I hope he gets some help. Some serious help, or some strong medication. or whiskey, which is medication, I guess. Anyway, he needs help. I'm starting to feel a bit weird about debunking him because I think he's genuinely gone insane. Zang.